question more for him and how he's feeling and all that. But it's like Matthew Stafford to me. You know, the coolest part is he's just back out there with the guys doing stuff he loves, operating at a world-class level. I didn't know any better. He looks like Matthew Stafford. So on that. Yeah, I think the measurement right now is, are we improving each and every single day? You know, are we stacking the blocks, doing what's necessary to get ourselves prepared for that first week? I don't know how good we are. You know, that doesn't matter to me right now. I just see our guys having an intentionality of improving every single day. And when you're worried about that and just improving and coming together as a team, coming together as a unit, position group, handling your own responsibilities, usually good stuff happens at the end there. So I love the approach that these guys just take day in and day out, both as a, like I said, team and as individuals.
With Matthew having missed as many weeks as he has, as you're trying to get him, you know, on the same page with giving us more about football, as you try to get him on the same tempo with the rest of the offense, how you structure the practices, does it change compared to what the original?
I think you already said it because he's played so much ball. You know, it's much harder than riding a bike, but it certainly looks like riding a bike for him. You know, so again, I mean, it's questions more for him because he's the one having to go up to the line of scrimmage and do it with 21 other guys on the field. You know, I get to sit back there and enjoy the ride of you know, Matthew Stafford and what he does, you know, as a quarterback and operating. So, but again, it's just been good to have him back for sure.
Sean talked yesterday about the increase in Mamba periods during camp this year.
In what periods?
Mamba periods.
Yes.
In camp this year. How, if at all, have you felt the impact on the offense from having those extra periods against the first team defense?
Yeah, it's been great. You know, the better the competition, the more you compete, the better you're just going to be. You know, and again, you know, going back to what I just said, like, I certainly don't know how good our defense is. They certainly look good to me, but again, they're just trying to, you know, stack blocks each and every day. I do think our D-line has the potential to be a pretty dang good D-line if they keep approaching it the way that they are. They got the right humans, they got the right coaches, you know, so it's been a great challenge every single day, and again, that should just help us get prepared for that first week, because that's going to be a great challenge as well in our defense.
Every team, every year is different. How do you think the offense might look different, if at all, this year for you guys?
Tune in. You know, that'll organically happen. You got your foundation set. You know, obviously there's a few different pieces, whether it be rookies, obviously bringing in Devontae right there. But you know, from the naked eye, there's going to be a lot of similarities, but then there's little nuances and little differences that you know, that will sprinkle in there. I'm excited to see just kind of where it goes. I like like I said, where we're at. We're not close to being there yet, but we don't need to be. We just need to continue to get better every single day, like I keep saying. And again, our guys' intentions are as that, just be better.
Do you ever have days where you guys go back to the fan and think we didn't get better today? We took a step back, or?
Yeah, I mean, there's some days that are better than others, you know, but it's on those days that you know, didn't go as planned, if you will. What great learning hubs as well, right? So you can flip it either way you want. You can be all salty and pissed off about the day you had. You know, again, as long as these guys' intention, like, not everything's gonna go perfect. Like, the defense has a saying too, right? You know, obviously you don't want to compound mistakes, especially the ones that are self-inflicted from an offensive perspective. But again, those are just great learning hubs. You know, how can't we let that mistake happen again, whether it be individual, whether it be the position group or the unit. So, you know, it's not all flowers and daisies every single day, no, you know, no doubt about it, but again, just continue to stack blocks and improve.
Coach, could you share your thoughts on Warren McClendon's development up to this point?
Yeah, I'm really pleased with where he's at, you know, going into his third year. That first year was kind of NA because he was just dealing with, obviously, the lower body injury and stuff like that, and so probably he didn't get the amount of work that he would want to go put his best foot forward. I thought he improved going into year two, and I've loved what I've seen so far. Again, he's another guy that just his growth, his intentionality to working on his craft, getting better. You know, he's really enjoying it out there, and you can just kind of see in his face that he knows he belongs. He knows he can, you know, play good football if given the option.
All right, Coach, how do you find that balance now with Matthew Stafford back of getting him reacclimated to the offense while still continuing Stetson Bennett's development?
Yeah, I mean, that's it's kind of two different levels, right? You know, in terms of again, Matthew just getting. It's really not Matthew getting back into the offense. It's just Matthew just playing football again, right? The offense he can do in his sleep. And there's little nuances and stuff, but he's so smart that that stuff just picks up right away from him. Stetson's in a whole different world, right? I mean, he's not going with the starters, you know, at that. So I mean, he's still going to be able to get his opportunities on the practice field, you know, with the tubes and stuff like that. Obviously, I think he's strung together 2 really good preseason games. Perfect by no means, but he's played well, and he's shown that he belongs in this league, and he'll just continue to develop and work, you know, every single day.
It's back after missing a couple of weeks. Like, where does he kind of need to work to just?
Yeah, I think it's just that, right? Just being a rookie. You know, he was stringing together some really good days, whether you know dates back to May and OTAs, and obviously up until his injury. So, you know, fortunately for him, he hasn't been able to play tackle football yet, and I think that will just be it. Get himself healthy enough where you know he can just go play after play, stack some plays together, stack some series together, where he just kind of, you know, gets his feet underneath him.
What's your feeling on the offensive line depth and just like how important that is to this team? Do you anticipate some difficult decisions when you're down for rosters?
I'll answer this. Yeah, I mean, there will be difficult decisions. That's the good part is that's above my pay grade too. You know, so but there will be some difficult decisions, and that's what you want, right? Across you know your entire roster. When you do have that, it means you got better depth. So you know, in my 3 years here, I can't speak for that, but it definitely is the deepest offensive line that we have had. There's a lot of NFL football players there that are competing for those last kind of spots. So and you guys know the rigors of this league. 17 games. I mean, things are going to happen. You know, and injuries are going to happen. You hope they keep them to a minimum, but you just never know. So those guys just continue to gel and build. And again, theme of the day, but just continue to work on their craft. And so if their numbers call for a backup, they're ready to go and fit right in.
Last week against the Saints, we saw Jack Williams really take off in a couple different opportunities. Like with that level of speed, Sean's talked about adding versatility to the offense. Does that feel like a weapon that you guys get to play with?
Yeah, I mean, Ja's a good football player, you know, and you saw some really good stuff from Auburn. It's a reason that, you know, Les and his team pinpointed him right away, and why we took him early on that Saturday in May, or April, whenever the draft is. But no, he's a guy that, again, just the more opportunities he gets, the better it's going to be. And you know, he's got the right intentionality. Being with Ron in that running back room, being with all those running backs is great for any running back, let alone a rookie, because you're held to such a high standard. So he'll be another piece of this thing, and organically it'll kind of all figure itself out.
Thank you.